I was the youngest black belt holder in our dojo until now.
I know you're a graduate of Mechatronics Engineering.
Yeah.
You're also a, should I say, developer, a data analyst. So what was your journey into tech?
I don't know what to even, I don't know the adjectives to describe Quran. I'll be going like this.
At some point, I was lost and believe I cannot do so many things that together. But seeing you, it's making me confident that it's something we Muslims can do.
So I memorized the Quran by 12 years. So I've completed the memorization. Got an invitation from the north that, okay, you guys are seeing like a whole lot of improvement in the south. I'd like to do test for you guys. You guys will recite to us. They would like to award you the title of Goni, which is the first of its type in this south.
In this south.
But 5 martial arts to 6. I'm very, very good at.
Wow.
So from him, I learned boxing. I'm very good at boxing.
Wow.
I'm good at.
Wow.
So I'm good at karate. I have black belt karate. So then I'm good at. It's time for that.
There's one thing they call that thing in psychology.
اهدنا الصراط المستقيم
وبأجرك للدين ستحيا تعشق ما قلبك يهوى أو أن الأيام.
Now, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Welcome, guys. It's another episode of the Double D podcast. Today we have with us an engineer, a technical professional, a co-founder, and also a memorizer of the Qur'an. Today we have with us the co-founder, the CEO of Tweakrrr, to share his experience, how he built Tweakrrr and his experience into balancing the memorization of the Quran and being an engineering graduate and also a technical professional. Assalamu alaikum. It's good to have you on the show.
Wa alaikum assalam.
How are you doing? Alhamdulillah. So you recently launched your company Tweakrrr. So what can you say? How was the process into launching the company?
Alhamdulillah. To be very candid, I never had the thought of launching anything. I never had the thought of maybe being a co-founder. So I just had the thought of me working because before I left school, so I was already working.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
You understand? So I never had the intention of maybe launching a company and anything of such. So, but one thing led to another. So I had an issue while working one day because I do a whole lot of machine learning work, coupled with technical writing and academic writing work.
Wow.
So I lost some list of references one day. So when I lost those references in text citation, so then I needed to submit a work in the next few hours. So in my mind, I was like, if I could just see maybe an AI tool where I could just plug in that same document and it would be able to help me in text cite and reference everything, that would be so awesome. So that was my intention. So during the course of my search, I noticed that there was nothing of such. So then I was like, what if I'm able to actually build this thing by myself? So I started working on it personally first.
Wow.
So use Argo language because I'm quite proficient with Argo language.
Wow,
so I started working with it myself. So, but I had a bit of issue. Yeah, so I felt like this thing could actually go more than this. It's looking more like a general problem. Because sometimes I would have done the whole work, done the whole writing and stuff like that, maybe from 2 or 3 journals. But I seem to reference that same document.
Yeah.
So I'll firstly pen that work for like maybe 2 days. I'll come back to it later. You understand? So it's a whole lot of work trying to reference, trying to in-text cite what you've written. So, you understand? So, and I called a friend of mine, so Habib Lawal. I was like, oh, I have this idea, so. I was like, oh, wonderful. Why don't you work on it? So that's how we started working on Tweakrrr. So it took us about 10 months to actually build it.
Wow, 10 months.
Series of challenges, a whole lot of issues. This working is not working. This employing this developer, stuff like that. A whole lot of back and forth. Alhamdulillah, so we've gotten somewhere about today. So, and we've built Tweakrrr at least to a good level so that it's usable and people can actually use it. Wow. So alhamdulillah. So, but that was just the story behind me building Tweakrrr. So, and they are still moving. So I just started, inshallah.
Yeah, wow, that's interesting. So, just a little bit more about the process of building your company, because I also have personal experiences, launching companies, and I know how tedious the whole process is. So, what are some particular challenges that you actually face when it comes to launching of your company?
Yes, the number one challenge we faced was trying to get a developer to work with us.
Wow.
So now, we first got one developer. Number one, never had much money.
Yeah,
to start something. You understand? I had a bunch of things to do myself, so I can't still be thinking about me writing codes, me doing this and that.
Yeah, you need help. I needed
someone so that could actually be there for me. So coupled with my own co-founder, who was also into some other things as well. So when we got the first person who was working with us, we started developing the system. So for about a week, 2 weeks, we not do anything sometimes. So like I will call the developer. I go, how are you doing? How far about this work? Just like I'll get back to you. I won't hear anything from him. I will message him on weekends. He will tell me today is Saturday. I cannot be disturbing him. I cannot be disturbing that today is Saturday.
That's one of the issues with contract-based work.
So just imagine that I can't be disturbed. I used to rest. That till next Monday, I'll still calm down. Okay, let's see. So the guy developed it to a certain extent, which I was thinking I actually developed something. But later on, I later knew that we were not even at 20%. So then he said he was going, that he wasn't working with us anymore. So he had to leave. After leaving again, so we sent another issue, we get another developer again.
Yeah, definitely.
So trying to get another developer back and forth, we got another one. Down to the end workout. So we had 1 or 2 issues. The person was having a whole lot of busy schedule, not giving feedback on what was on. So, and what cannot go that way?
Definitely.
So we needed to drop the second person to again. So that was the second, before I found another person. So very, 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 very funny. The person just messaged me to my friend that, okay, so that he's willing to, work with us and stuff like that. He's a very good AI engineer. He's our present CTO as I'm speaking now.
Wow.
He's very, very good. So he sent me CV. So, but when I got to his CV, to be frank, I was like, okay, let's see.
Let's give it a try. You're not impressed.
I'm not that impressed, exactly. Let's give it a try. So when I got in all the needed logins to our databases and stuff like that, in 2 days, that pending issue, he solved it. I was like, wow. I was like, wow. Okay, I think we'll take it up from here. So that was how we started working, and he started working with us, and we synced so well and so much that he's able to understand me so well. I just sent him a message like, I think we need to do this, we need to do that. You stopped on an idea. I think we need to improve it this way.
Yeah.
And we just said, okay. Just tell me, okay. I was like, you're just saying, okay. Say, it's okay, Nanny. Don't worry. I said, really? It is fine. We'll continue doing it. So until now, we've been working to, we've been trying to keep improving the system. But these are a few challenges that we had. So the second challenge we had was funding.
Yeah, that's one of the major challenges when it comes to building a startup.
I'm telling you, funding. And I'm speaking to you right now. We still have the issue now.
Wow.
You understand? Because you need a whole lot of funding, at least to run necessary as to improve the system.
Yeah, definitely.
Some of the developers, you understand, and stuff like that. So it's not been so forthcoming.
Yeah.
So when it comes to funding, so we've been trying to do this, do that, think this way, think that way. So that's one of the issues that we've had. So I think one of the things that could scale a business very quickly, it's funding. Definitely. If you are well funded, it's easy to to run ads. It's easy to do the necessary research. You understand? It's easy to push it out there. So I think that's another issue that we face while working on those systems. So alhamdulillah. Yeah, where we are.
Alhamdulillah. And I think that's actually very, very real, because I've had series of businesses, and even the current business tech about, we do have issues with funding. Like, great funding. You would have to fund yourself, and even despite spending all your money, you still need like external funding, and you will not be able to get it. Exactly. And I think it really matters a lot, because take a look at this particular company that just launched in around West Africa, Temu. They spent over $2.8 billion when it comes to their advertisement, and everybody now knows them. Everybody now knows them. So when you have that amount of money, it's very easy to scale the business. So let's your experience with engineering and the tech space in general. Was it I know you're a graduate of Mechatronics Engineering. Yeah. You're also a developer, a data analyst. So what was your journey into tech? Was it before Was it because of your experience in the tech field that you thought that, okay, let me go and study engineering as a course in the university, or it was just kind of coincidental?
Okay. I think there's a story behind me being an engineer.
Wow.
Me having interest in engineering.
I'd like to hear that.
So there was one day we had an issue with light. I was still maybe about 6-7 years then. So, and now I think so I was not that tall, as a young chap. So I was not that tall. So now once I stood up, so I changed the light successfully at that young age. So then my mom shouted me, engineer over here, engineer over here. They good of you, good of you. That was what, that thing just embedded in my brain that, engineer. So that's what I told myself, that I was going to become an engineer.
Wow.
So that was the story behind me being an engineer. I never thought of being a doctor. I never thought of being a lawyer. I just think that I wanted to be an engineer.
Yeah.
What type of engineer? I wasn't that sure.
But you just know engineer.
I was not an engineer. You understand? So now, me moving into the engineering space generally was a result of my knowledge in tech.
Oh, okay.
So it made it really easy to actually know, okay, this is how the field of engineering works and stuff like that. Because I completed my secondary school. So I went into desktop development and then C#. So and then
C#, yeah.
C#. Yes, I was very good at C# then.
Wow.
So I've worked with some companies building some desktop applications for them, applications for them.
Interesting.
So then I learned web development. I built web development for some companies too.
Wow.
So then, I moved from there. I moved into web. So I was combining them. Then I had experience with data analysis. So a little bit, but I didn't really enjoy it that much. The first time, I didn't really enjoy it that much.
You didn't like
I didn't like it that much. It was looking too abstract for me compared to, you building something and seeing it.
Yeah,
okay,
you can get the result.
So that was looking too abstract. I was like, all this? I'm not doing. You understand? So then when I got into FUNAB, trying to develop myself, I took one CFI course, so Corporate Finance Institute, from Vancouver, Canada. So for about 8 months, during our strike then.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, interesting strike. So that was when I did the first part of it during the COVID-19.
Oh, okay.
So during COVID-19, so I did my FMV certification. So that was in finance with financial model and valuation analysis. Oh. So I did that and I passed the exam. So then during the strike,
yeah.
So I did the bidder exam. I was preparing for bidder then. So the bidder exam. So I passed that one too. So that was how I transitioned into data analysis, financial evaluation, and stuff like that. So, but during that time, because data analysis is closely related to machine learning, so before I knew it, I was already into machine learning.
Yeah.
So for machine learning, I just stayed there. So I was, instead of me using Python, because a lot of people are already good at Python, I just decided to stick to R.
So you use R for machine learning?
So I use R for machine learning. But I know that, okay, alhamdulillah, I'm quite good with our language. Wow. So I stick with using R for statistical analysis, machine learning, and stuff like that. So those are what moved me from tech speaking to engineering space. So then the story of me being a mechatronics engineer, I never had the intention of being a mechatronics engineer too. The first time I wrote my post-UTM into FUNAB, so it was for electrical engineering.
Wow.
So now they didn't pick me, they gave me physics. Something happened. And that's why having good parents, it matters a lot.
It matters a lot.
I will tell you what my father told me then. So one, they gave me physics. But my daddy asked me that, would you take this physics? I said yes. He asked me why. I said because I have no option. He said, you can't tell me that.
You said you have no option.
Then he listed 4 options. He said, number 1, you can decide to reject it and go and use 1 year in Memoriser. Then you can decide to reject it and go and do IJMB.
Okay, yeah.
Said you can decide to accept it, then prepare for the next jump into engineering. So then one other option for about 4 options listed. I was looking at him like this. But I was like, okay, I'll pick the 3rd one. I'll prepare for the next jump. So I would join them and I'll prepare for the next jump. So then I entered physics then. So then when I now got into FUNAB, that was when I knew that there was something called Mechatronics Engineering in FUNAB.
Wow.
So and I had interest in aerospace, robotics. From there, so I decided that the next time I was going to write, I was going to pick Mechatronics Engineering. So that's like I moved into Mechatronics Engineering. So those are the story behind me moving like that.
Wow, I think you've really done a lot of movement, right?
I'm telling you.
Coming from mechatronics, technical, data analysis to financial analysis, well, that's a lot of journey you've had. So now, the question I've always had in my mind when I always see you is, you are an engineer, you are a CEO, you are also an Hafiz or an Hafiz, and not just an Hafiz, a Goni. You know, there are different levels of when it comes to recitation of the Quran. You have different levels, and I think one of the highest level is the Goni. And so, how are you able to get that, you know, high level when it comes to engineering and the tech space in general, and also when it comes to your memorization? Because even well, you would definitely have to give us a memorization before you go. But how were you able to balance this, or should I say, how was the journey into your Quran memorization, and how did it integrate together with your tech journey and your engineering journey?
Yes. Okay, let me start this way. So my Quranic memorization started so far back since I was 6-7 years. So now I left primary school. I didn't complete primary school. So when I didn't complete primary school. When I was in primary 3, moving to primary 4, I dropped out from primary school. So my dad didn't do this from primary school. So now I started focusing on memorizing Quran then. So I went to join my ustaz then. I was at my house to start coming with him. So now I was just very young.
Yeah, definitely.
So I was very young. So, but if your dad wants to do something, and if you're also not ready to do that thing, it will be possible.
Yeah, definitely.
It needs both sides to agree to some stuff for it to be
both parties involved. Yeah,
exactly. So now, when I was about 9 years old, okay, so then it was doing. So I didn't finish primary school. So then I went to join my ustaz. So after joining him, so by the age of, when I was around 11 years, so I moved from my state to go and join him over there. So that was in Edo State. It was still in Edo State. So I think 10, 11. So I went to join him over there. Wow. So then I stayed with him. So I memorized the Quran by 12 years. So I've completed the memorization.
By 12? You completed memorization of Quran by 12?
Exactly.
Wow.
So I've completed memorization of Quran by 12 years. So, and I was just doing revision and stuff like that.
So wait. So you've been revising Quran since 12 years?
Exactly. Till now.
I now understand.
So when I completed it then, before I completed it, so that's when I now zoomed back to school. Wow. So I joined GS1. So I didn't count 25. So I just started from GS1. And I'm not saying I'm that good, very candid. I'll just say maybe Allah just a little bit blessed me that I'm a bit serious. So because not everyone would actually be that serious. But there were people there that I met that I finished before them, and 3 years after they were still there.
Wow.
3 years after they were still there. So, and that was the little bit, the little story behind my memorization. So then from there, so I went to stay with one of my ustads again. Okay, before I completed, after I completed my Quran, so I was in secondary school. I joined them in CTY. So then by SS3, so I joined Ojaba. SS3, I joined Ojaba. So the Mad Zakaria. And Qira'at class.
Okay.
So I finished the 2 years in Tajweed class. I finished the 2 years in Qira'at class.
By SS3.
So by SS3 years, SS3 moving to 100 level for that physics time. So I finished those 2 stages. Understand? So then from there, and I want to stay with another one of my ustads again. So
this was class.
So I went to live with him for almost 1 year. That was around that COVID-19 to go and learn Qira'at. So the 10 Qira'at was 20 Riwayat. So from him, Sukari. So Abu Ashraf. So Sheikh. So and then Qira'at from him. So I learned Qira'at from Baba Jaba. Dr. Sheikh Abad Zakaria. That was the first stage. So and his son to Sheikh Yildasit. So So then I moved to the other sheikh. I stayed with him to perfect everything. You understand? So then from there, I stayed with him for almost a year. So trying to learn this thing, read this thing, myself and my brother. You understand? So and with the support of my dad.
Definitely.
So it's been a very key backbone.
Yeah, definitely.
Throughout the whole journey. So that was just how we got to that level. So then from there, so we got an invitation from the north that okay, you guys are seeing like a whole lot of improvement in the south and stuff like that. We're seeing some wonderful reciters of the Qur'an and things like that. And they were like, okay, we would like to actually listen to recitations, we'd like to do tests for you guys. You guys will recite to us. They would like to award you the title of Goni, which is the first of its type in this south. Southwest, that's the first of its type. So that was first of its type. So and that was how we got the title of Goni.
Wow. So you are a Goni, your brother too is a Goni.
Yes, I'm a Goni.
Hey, God, I beg. Wow, mashallah, that's really beautiful.
The whole journey towards, around my memorization of the Qur'an, art, and other things like that. So down the time, just combining a lot of things together. So even that I would leave school when I was doing Tweakrrr in Java then. So I would leave school. So we were supposed to leave school by 5 o'clock. I would have left by immediately. So I would leave school. I would go to Java. So for Tweakrrr class. So other students are preparing for their own work. While me, I'm running after Tweakrrr. Understand?
Allah understand. I think this is the fruit of the whole effort now. Alhamdulillah. And before we proceed, I would like to listen to some just one, as simple as.
Okay.
You can just read. Let's know, because many people don't know what Qur'an is.
No.
So I cannot say I'm a student of knowledge, because when we have people like you, so
students of knowledge.
But then there are levels to it, right? So people can understand that the Quran can be reading in different forms, right? So we can have some people reciting Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, and some will recite Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. So different recitation like that. So you can just give us probably just recite Surah Fatihah with so different recitation so that people would understand.
Okay, inshallah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الرحمن الرحيم. مالك يوم الدين. مالك يوم الدين. الرحمن الرحيم. مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين.
I mean, that was really amazing. That was beautiful, mashallah, mashallah. Allah Muhammad with Quran. That's good. It's like I've not even heard someone inside Surah Fatihah before. Now, so now to your journey, I've seen that it was like you started with memorization of the Quran, then you went to at some point you were trying to go to the your engineering and tech process and also memorizing the Quran. Then at some point you were more focused on the tech part, but you still have your memorization of the Quran that you are doing by the side. So at that point that you are trying to go into like intense technical studies and also to your education as well. So how are you able to balance that Quran memorization? I know you've mentioned that you do I don't want to say you do abscond from school, but then you had to give away some of the time of your school to the Quran. So how that particular process, that particular time, how did you balance the whole thing together? Because for me now, I'm also trying when it comes to balancing everything. And basically how I did it was I think that was one of the cons for me, because I couldn't have a teacher because of the process. I couldn't have a specific teacher because of the process of I had to I was working, I was going to school. So the only time I had was after Subhi, after Asri, and then after between Maghrib and Isha. So those were the period when I memorized. Then every other time it was either I was working or going to school. So for you, what was the balance between? How were you able to balance between everything together?
No, alhamdulillah. So okay, the same day when I finished my secondary school.
No.
So I had a lot of things at hand.
Yeah, exactly.
So I had a lot of things. I had the school, I had the national, I had the Quran, I had tech space.
Yeah.
And me thinking, what would I want to be, and stuff like that. So, but there was something I do then. So I tried to actually segment my time. So till now, so I still have some specific set of alarm. So that I bought from my former phone into this my new phone. Okay, when it's time for this, the alarm would ring. When it's time for that, the alarm would ring.
There's one thing they call that in psychology. I've forgotten whereby you attach your brain to one particular kind of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the alarm would ring. When it's time for Moja, the alarm would ring. When it's time for maybe you want me to go to my books, the alarm would ring. So I'm talking more about me when I entered university phase.
Yeah. No.
Because that was where that was where more pressure was.
Yeah, it was very intense at that point.
So you need someone there to be on there. So you don't have anyone's support. You don't have anyone to tell you that do this, do that there. You understand? So now, till now, it still affects me because I've turned nocturnal. So in the sense that I can't really sleep in the night like that. So if you message me by 1 o'clock, there's still 90% chance that I would reply.
Definitely. So, I've done that many times.
So there's 90% chance I would reply. If you message me 2 o'clock, there's about 90% chance I would reply. If you message me 3 o'clock, maybe about 70% chance I will. 4 o'clock, maybe I would asleep after I do my feel and stuff like that. So, but for example, on my Memoriser, I do put it to 12 in the midnight.
12 in the midnight.
12 in the midnight.
Wow.
Till 2.
Wow.
So then, when it's stuff like that, I'll just lock the door of my room. So focus. My phone, I put it on silent. I throw it somewhere. But that was before I got married, so I threw it somewhere.
Definitely.
I threw it somewhere. So then I do my Memoriser. So I was actually able to bring to combine a whole lot of things together, except one specific thing that was not that easy. And that was my martial arts. So I was able to really combine my martial arts with it so well because it requires physical presence.
Yeah.
More. So when I was on 100 level, 20 level, I was still able to combine it a little bit. But immediately I started, teaching people Quran and some other stuff like that. So the time was not that much. I think that was the only part I think I failed a bit. So to be very candid. So but still on the level 20 level and a bit of 3 level, I was able to
manage everything together.
To a very good extent. But one key point then was that I was able to segment my time well. So I have alarm for everything. So, and the alarm for this time would not clash with this time. What is meant for this time, I don't carry it over to this time. So, and I think one thing again is people don't have issues with consistency.
Yeah,
everyone,
definitely.
and it's normal nature of human.
Definitely.
It's normal nature of human. So that thing gets rid of you not being consistent, because you already have your daily task. So you already know that by this time this thing will drink.
Yeah.
You understand? So and stuff like that. So that I was able to manage it throughout my university phase. So just time segmentation and making sure that I try my best to keep to that alarm.
Yeah, definitely. So, yeah, and that was one of the things I do because being someone that's kind of, although you can see that I'm not that, but at least I'm trying to be fit to the best of my capability. I do have a specific alarm that at some point, because I saw that I was being consistent at that point, so I started playing that alarm. It was in Nasheed actually, so such that when I'm feeling down, once I play that Nasheed, my brain will automatically tell it that it is time to work out.
Exactly.
So I think that's one of the things that we really need to, one of the tricks that actually worked for me a lot. Yeah. And talking about your journey into martial arts, I think I've had an overview of how the journey is like, but I want a deep discussion of how you, because I know you're a black belt, right?
No,
a black belt. Don't let me list them, mashallah. So how were you able to, because I know that tweet has been far back that you were very, very active. So combining black belts, Qur'an memorization and tech, how did you do it?
No. So initially I left Akure, those states, and just when I came back to Ibadan. So then maybe just a few months after I told me that okay, I wanted to go into karate, I wanted to learn karate. And Dad also loves martial arts. So in our house, there are 3 things that you must do, whether you like it or not. So number 1, you memorize Qur'an.
Definitely.
Whether you like it or not in our house. Number 2, you go to school, whether you like it or not in our house. Number 3, you learn martial arts, whether you like it or not. At least you have the basics of martial arts, whether you like it or not. Those 3 things are concerned. Then number 4, which is also like combined Quran, like the Arabic knowledge, Islamic development.
Yeah, no.
So that was combined with the Quran too. So that's the way it works in our house. So later I go back from Akure. So my dad took me to one of our martial art masters. We call him Uskeni. So his name is Abdul Hakim. And he's very, very good martial arts. Because I learned different martial arts from him. I learned about 5 martial arts to 6 that I'm very, very good at.
Wow.
So from him, I learned boxing. I'm very good at boxing.
Wow.
I can box. So I'm good at kickboxing.
Wow.
So I've gone for competitions in kickboxing.
Wow.
So I'm good at karate. I have
Karate as well.
Karate. So then I'm good at
Muay Thai. The same Muay Thai.
Yes. So I learned that one from him. Then he now took me to one other master. So they call him Master Lee. So to go and then wushu kung fu.
Master Lee.
So he took me to another master to go and learn wushu kung fu.
Wushu. The same wushu.
Yes, the same wushu. So I learned wushu kung fu from Master Lee. Yeah, so those are about 5 martial arts that I learned from him. But when I started, I used to go weekend. I used to go Tuesday and Thursday. So now, you know what's funny was that during those days that I do go to Ojaba to go and learn Tajweed, the place is upstairs. They have one basement down. My master used to take some people kickboxing on the other place.
Wow.
So immediately I finish like 5:30, 6 o'clock there.
Go downstairs.
So I resume down. So till 7 after we continue a bit, maybe 7:20. So then I will now move from there home with my school bag. Because I was in secondary school then. I started in secondary school with my school bag and my uniform is inside. So from there I'll go back home. So on Thursday too, I think when I was away, and both our karate class and our Ojaba class, they were the same day.
Wow.
So I finished there, I go down. I finish there, I go down. So I was in karate in our dojo on Sunday. I was doing kickboxing under and boxing under.
So how are you able to, talking about martial arts, they are quite similar. And are there not some cases where you mix things up? Like probably you are fighting character and then just...
the thing that they are closely related too. That they are closely related. You understand?
Okay.
So, and when you are you're sparring in maybe in karate, you know that you auto set your brain, okay, this one is karate. When you're fighting boxing, there might be mistakes sometimes that maybe I even boxing, then you mistakenly
Carry your leg, yeah.
Forgetting that, oh, this is I'm trying to keep boxing, this boxing. You understand? So, and like that. So, what I learned is separately from my master. Because after I finished my secondary school, immediately I finished my secondary school, I went to spend a year in his house too.
Wait.
So
you spent a year at a scholar's house. You spent a year
at the martial artist house. So I went to spend a year before I entered school. Then almost a year in his house. So I was doing about 3 to 4 things then. So after subhi, immediately after subhi, he would teach me Muay Thai. So his part was very big then. You understand? So he would teach me Muay Thai. After subhi, he would sit down. So I'll just be doing what he taught me. For me, I move on that.
Yeah.
So then, after I now finish in the morning, by 8 o'clock, I'll move out. So I'll move out, then I'll go to Adamaseba, to go and make my study then. So then Wushu Kung Fu.
Wushu.
So then, after I finish there, I've done 2 training in the morning. I'll now move down to my computer center to go and learn coding then.
Wow.
So after I finished by 2 o'clock, and at that time, I was saying I was in art class. So that's part of Ajaba's program.
Yeah.
So I will move down to after 2 o'clock. So I will go there. We'll start our class by around 4 here. So after I finish there, so I will join him under for kickboxing.
So that is 5.
So that's the third one. So I join him under kickboxing. Yeah. So from there we'll now go back home. But then they have one what do we call it, decking in his house. At the first house it was there. They have a decking, so now going to karate there in the night.
So you are learning 4
different martial arts
per day. Wow.
So that was my schedule. My schedule for a whole day when I was with him for almost a year. So I was combining about 4
martial arts, memorization, tech,
all at the same time. You understand? So actually, it's not always easy.
Definitely.
It's not always
can never be easy.
So that's it.
4 martial arts.
So that's it. So but when I learned it, because I was the youngest black belt holder in our dojo until now.
Wow.
Because I had my black belt at the age of 17.
17 black belter.
Yes, I had at the age of 17. So, and I was the youngest because the other people were old. But by the time I learned, I spent a whole year with him. Then just going through this with God's martial arts. I was very sure. Very few people, even when I go to Ademasi, but there will be a sinner just like how. So I mean, combining with the fact that I'm also an alpha, stuff like that. Like, this guy. You understand? So, but those things, it breeds confidence.
Yeah.
And it breeds patience. Because you fighting with someone eating your face, someone punching, and you still being calm.
They can't do anything.
Just say pass soft. You hit yourself, you punch yourself, and after you finish, you check your great brother, well done.
I'm laughing about what I've done.
You understand? So it breeds confidence, it breeds patience, and very few people, if I'm working, if you don't know me very well, the way I speak, the way I do things, you think I can even eat one coffee machine? How you buy one college? I'll just get small. But if you now pass the boundary, I'll not say, because I did talk small. It's not like that, too. You understand? So, it makes you very patient, it gives you confidence, and gives you that self-awareness. That you know what you can do.
Yeah,
you don't need to prove to anybody.
Exactly. I think that is something I've seen when it comes to people that are actually, even when it comes to making money, you will see that they will say old money doesn't shout.
Exactly.
It is new money that will start shouting because you are the money is freaking you. But the people that have it, that have those things, they are not freaked by it. And I think is actually something we all also learn from the Prophet.
That's it.
It's really beautiful.
It's a teaching of the Qur'an, basically. It's a teaching of the Qur'an. So that إنك لن تخلق الأرض
ولا تبلغ الجبال طولا.
So that's just it. Allah.
I think that's really a beautiful and interesting journey. I've had a similar journey, but then I was not opportune Although I actually also started, I got into tech at a very early age, I think about 10 years or 11 years. And at that point, we wanted to, get someone to also train us into karate, but then we couldn't get. So I and my brother, we had to train ourselves.
We look for another option.
Exactly. We watch YouTube at so long that to now, even if you don't regard me as a karate master, I know that I can still do something.
Exactly. That's it.
So, alhamdulillah, it's really a nice journey, and I think people should actually learn from this. I think one important thing that many people overlook is the effect of parents in one's life. And I think especially the world ideology that people are now putting out, that whether you get rich or you are now comfortable, you should live out your parents. I'm totally against those kind of ideology, because I know what and how far my parents have done in my life, because the reality is that without them, we cannot exist. Well, I think we need to appreciate them. A lot.
So much.
May Allah bless them in this life and the next. So now I don't know. I wish I had 5 rounds. I would be able to put everything on one plate. Karate here and there. So how do you see the discipline? Because you mentioned discipline, right? So how do you see being a Muslim? How do you see that it affects those journeys? Your journey to martial arts, your journey to tech, your journey as a Mechatronics Engineer. So how do you think, or how do you have experienced being a Muslim? How did it affect that journey? And I think lucky enough, you are even had many of your teachers to be Muslim. So how has it been, the Muslim or the Islamic part affecting your life positively around that?
Alhamdulillah for being Muslim, because it has helped in so much ways. Is it in terms of manners? So some sort of people, when they meet me, because I don't speak much, if not in line with maybe a specific field that I have deep knowledge in. You understand? Some people say they can even count the number of words that will come out of my mouth, because I'm always being careful with the way I speak. So my brain processes words like 10 times over before it comes out. So and those things matter when you are relating with people that are teaching you. You understand? It matters when you are relating with your master teaching martial arts, your stars teaching you, your teachers teaching you. They matter what comes out from your mouth, the way you speak to them, when you address them. Sometimes you might say something, you don't know that thing is actually insulting, but you just said it with pure intention. And that's why our brain is to process things a whole lot. So as Muslims, as a Muslim, I would first think that, okay, before I say this thing, it actually makes sense. You need to say it.
No.
If I say it, how would this master feel? How would this teacher feel?
Yeah.
So that was the first way it impacted my journey. So then it also helped with being disciplined. So the fact that someone can sit down, memorizing Qur'an, reciting Qur'an and stuff, so I've gotten used to pressure to a good extent. So while memorizing Qur'an, 3 pages, 4 pages, 5 pages, 6, 7, 8, like that.
I've understood how getting into pressure looks like.
So you understand that there's no, you cannot eat your cake and still have it. So you would either face the challenge and get the result, or you face nothing and get nothing. So being a Muslim has impacted in that way too. So then again, a whole lot of people would want to relate with you, especially if you are a Muslim and you don't have kibble. Some set of people, when Allah blesses them with something, no one is actually about that.
No.
We'll just pray to Allah not to test us with that.
No.
And not to see ourselves more than what we are.
No.
And even if we are what we are, should still not see ourselves as what we are.
Yeah, that's really.
So it's a very good prayer point.
No.
So because a whole lot of people, when you meet them, just because they memorize Quran alone, starting like this, we've arrived. You understand? A lot of people, just because they know martial art, studying like this. A lot of people, because they are PhD holder, an engineer,
Start becoming proud.
So, but I'm not saying this to wash myself. Because I said for that, was that cool? You should not wash yourself, but you still know yourself.
No.
So your Bible will say, so you understand? I take a whole lot of things with levity, like in terms of importance, like it's nothing special.
Because in the end, everything is temporary.
It's temporary. If I didn't tell you that I was one of my sheikh that I was working with, I was teaching them Qur'an. Maybe after spending 6 years with him, that was when he knew I was a programmer and I was a martial artist. He never knew. Because I started going to karate. I was like, Yakula, Benisa. It's what's what Jim Yakula. Yeah, but what's not going to then the one the guy you know, so it matters a whole lot that things doesn't get into your brain. You do not feel yourself. As Muslims, you're not meant to feel yourself. You're not meant to call for respect. Respect should call for you. People should see that this person is very humble and deserves this respect. But when you are trying to call for respect, you lose that respect.
Exactly.
And that's what Quran teaches us too.
Yeah. So that
is it. So you do not look for those things. The fact that you know this, you have this knowledge, you're able to mix a whole lot of things together, doesn't mean that you see yourself as something. You're still nothing. And you will never be anything.
You're still sand.
Still sand. You see that one day. Everything you learn vanish.
And your name will not even be remembered at all.
I'm telling you. So it's nothing special. So, and if we bring what Quran has taught us into our life, well, our life will be so much better. Just yesterday, because me, I do not fancy going outside the country like that. I do not fancy going outside this entire world stay. Someone was discussing with another person. I be, someone went to USA. Alhamdulillah, remember, I was like, because of USA. It's not USA that is okay. You just there's something that's nothing. It's not special. When I go to USA, if you be successful, you'll be successful. And if you be nothing, you'll be nothing too.
Yeah.
So in my mind, I just feel like these still amount to nothing. Maybe except the Quran. Alhamdulillah. And the thing is that you try to make sure that people don't abuse the Quran through you. It's very important. Because when people see you, they see the Quran.
Exactly.
They see the knowledge of the Quran. And they expect you to walk in line with what the Quran says. If you do anything that goes against the Quran, they will be able to shout. And there's another person that didn't memorize the Quran that has done times some of that thing.
Yeah.
And they will never say anything.
There's always a double standard because of the expectation.
Because of the expectation. And it's not their fault. Because they believe that you are a no. So you are a no. And a no should cover for much.
No. Yeah.
That's what they expect from you. So immediately they send a sign that, I said, well, Quran and you memorize Quran. You know, it's an insult on its own.
Yeah, exactly.
It's an insult on its own.
Exactly.
So that's one thing that you just try to make sure that you do not abuse the Quran from. I will follow what the Quran teaches, and those teachings we imbibe them, we use them in our daily activities. And to me personally, I think that's the way it has helped in my own journey so far. In terms of manners, in terms of making sure that you do not see yourself, and keep praying. I still pray for that. Oh my child, don't let me see myself more than what I am. And even if I'm what I think I am, I still not see myself. Exactly. So that's the one. And in relating with people around you, relating with your staff, how you speak to them. So those things, so they all come together. And those teachings, they were from the Quran. Without the Quran, I believe that these things I'm saying most likely won't be there for me. Without the teachings of the Islam, the teachings of the Quran, most likely it won't be there for me. Because Islam and Quran shapes the way in a way that you get restricted. And that's why they say, Adoni Asinjin and Mu'min.
Yeah.
So it shapes, you get restricted to some bad things, to some bad thinking, to some ways of life. It shapes you that, this is how you should relate with some sort of
people. Should not do this, should not do this.
Should not do that, should do this.
And in the real sense, it's actually a protection for us.
Protection for us. That's it. Long start.
Oh, Stan, I think that's really an amazing journey that you have, and I ask Allah to bless you more and more. We all get to learn from that. There's something called multi-potentialite, or someone that is very versatile and can handle a lot of things. And I think we Muslims are actually born for that, because if we look back to previous Islamic traditions, talking about scholars before, you know that they were not just focused on one thing. Although they were definitely specialized at some point, but they had their tentacles in different places, and they were actually making waves in those places. And we also see you as an example regarding that. So, alhamdulillah for that. So let's just have we do have what is called a game, a simple game. So it's a this or that game. So I would basically ask you two contrasting or two controversial things, and you're going to pick one of the two. You can't pick
the two.
You can't pick the two, and you can't stay in the middle. You have to pick one.
Okay.
So, are you ready?
No, I am.
Okay. So this one is actually very simple. I think it's simple. So do you prefer morning meetings, or I already know the answer, or late night grinds? Morning meetings or late night meetings?
I think I prefer late night meetings.
I expected that.
I even tonight it has kind of traumatized my wife because in the night just being something has not done. Let's go back to the code. It can happen though, you know. So in the night. So I prefer that.
Okay. Well, for me, I don't think now I think I'm tending towards morning meetings, but I think both works for me, right? So I think I will get this right as well. So do you prefer to have a remote team, being a founder, being a CEO? Do you prefer to have a remote team, or like an in-house or an on-site team?
I prefer remote team.
Why?
Okay. So let me say, based on what I am building presently.
Okay.
Present system. I feel like everyone could actually work remotely. If you have good set of people that are trustworthy
and are diligent.
And I have seen it in this last set of months. So working with at least our front end developer and our AI engineer. So they've been so diligent that I felt like remote is not that bad. So it makes a whole lot of sense. I understand. So, but I think on-site is quite good, especially if you're not that sure that you'll be diligent enough, and if you're scared that there might be mismanagement and things like that. I think on-site won't be bad. I think personally, I just prefer remote for now. Let's say for now. So
actually, me, I prefer on-site.
Okay.
I feel well, except you are working with highly experienced people and people that are on the same level when it comes to the goal that you are seeing. You need some kind of physical interaction and some kind of close monitoring for the people you are working with. So by that way, you'll be able to monitor that, okay, you have not done this, compared to a remote team, especially in critical times, you will just be calling on this one, no pick. So that kind of thing, and they can decide, especially when it's a flexible kind of thing, you can decide that, okay, I'm not even going on Slack, or make another call. I know they join call. So I think that's one of the cons of remote. But when you have your whole process fine-tuned, I think remote is actually better, because one thing about I do think about remote is that remote makes people work more than on-site. What many people don't actually understand. If you are a remote worker, I'm sure you are also a remote worker. Yeah. At some point, you just be like, I have something that I've not finished, even in the midnight, and you are already exactly, and you're already working overtime without getting paid at all. Yeah. So would you rather go for let's see how this one. Would you rather go for Umrah yearly or just go for Hajj once?
I think I prefer going for Hajj once.
Why? Why do you say that?
Okay, because you know the main pillar of Islam, the last pillar of Islam, is Hajj itself. You understand? So it's with that, even just once, it capitalizes over Umrah. So capitalizes over Umrah because Hajj was mentioned.
But then But then Umrah in Ramadan, they say it's kind of similar to Hajj.
Yeah, it's kind of similar, but still not Hajj.
Well, that's
I don't know,
valid.
you get what I'm trying to
Yeah,
say.
that's valid.
So it's very good, but Hajj is still Hajj.
Hajj,
So
Hajj.
irrespective of what we say, yes, it's still Hajj.
Yeah.
So Allah said we should do Umrah multiple times, or Umrah in Ramadan, that it will,
Yeah.
So Umrah was never part of the pillars of Islam. So and that's why I would always prefer Hajj.
Oh.
So irrespective. So, but I pray Allah gives us enough wealth to go for more. So it's very good. It's very good. That's what I would love.
Okay, so this one is, let's see, the other fries are fried rice.
You know what's funny is that I don't really like mixed food.
Wow.
I love fried. I don't really enjoy it that much. Even fried rice too, I can't take that much.
Oh, you are from Ibadan.
No, I prefer white rice.
Wow.
So something with stew.
Why?
That's just my nature. My daddy too doesn't really
interesting.
love mix something, mix that.
But you still have to choose one.
I think I'll still prefer like choose what's out of what. I think I'll still prefer maybe fried rice.
Fried rice.
I just enjoy it. Even because anyway, I'll just pick it. I just
just have to pay consent. Just pick the other rice. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So yeah, that comes to the end of this or that game. I hope you actually enjoyed it.
That's quite interesting.
So we have so many young Muslims that also want to go into tech, also want to be a memoriser of the Qur'an, also want to be a martial artist, some even want to combine everything together. So what is that advice that you give to them?
Yes, I would say they must firstly have this notion. I've mentioned that over before, that you cannot eat your cake
and have it. No.
Without pick one of it. Which means if you want to do all these things, they will take your time.
Yeah, definitely.
So some might consume your money. Some might consume some might need your physical presence. So some might need your mental presence. And so on like that. So which means you have to give it all the needed stuff in order to achieve it. So for example, someone that wants to memorize the Qur'an now, but he doesn't have time. Memorize the Qur'an.
That's like two oxymorons.
Exactly. You must create time.
Yeah. You
have no option. You must create time. And let me tell you about the Quran is very, alhamdulillah. I don't know the adjectives to describe Quran. Because if you are with it, it stays with you. And that's just this one. You stay with it, it stays with you. If you give it necessary time, it stays with you. It gives you necessary time too. So, not to memorize Quran, you must give it time. You must give, maybe in the morning, you do your revision, or you memorize the morning 2 hours, the night, maybe 2 hours, or 3 hours, maybe 5 hours. You shall give it that necessary. What is needed, you must give it. So, martial arts too, it needs practice. There have been times, it's just now that it has reduced in my body. When I just got accepted, I'll be going like this. Just like, just see me doing like that.
Yeah.
I've gotten lost already. I've forgotten that people are watching me. I have done like that. You understand?
Yeah.
So, which means because I've gotten used to the practice so well that in my room, then I'll just in the night like this. I lock my room. If I want to do, I start jogging inside my room. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You press up, do everything. I start practicing, doing my kick, do everything. You understand? So I do all those things. You understand? So which means you have to give it time.
Yeah. So
there's nothing in this world. You still have to put your time. You must be able to manage your time well.
Yeah, definitely. No. So that's actually very, very true, because they would say that you should not look at the process, but you should look at the results. So if you are memorizing the Quran, don't look at the process that the memorization is tedious, but look at that goal that when I complete this process, I would be able to recite the Quran offhand without any exactly. And what we should do also is not to should I say burden yourself too much and just to go with the flow. Exactly, just go with the flow. And before we end the show, can we get a parting words from your end?
So my parting word will just go this. We should keep developing ourselves. So if you are in this position today, just try your best to move. So keep learning, keep being consistent. So keep reading, keep developing yourself. So there were times that I was not really a fan of reading. So because I wanted to be a startup, so I needed to start reading about business. I started going through business books. I started learning about marketing, about sales, about startup, about investment. So every day you put it in your schedule. You just have to move by an inch.
Yeah.
You don't need to move like at
exactly
a very long piece. Just a step. I think that's what we go. So Allah
understand. So it's been really good having you on this show.
Thanks
and
so much.
I'm really delighted that I've been able to learn from a karate master like you. So I'm someone that's also a memorizer of the Quran and able to combine everything. And it's actually making me more confident because at some point I was lost and believe I cannot do so many things together. But seeing you, it's making me confident that it's something we Muslims can do and we Muslims should do. So I think it's been really great having you on this show. And I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless you in this life and the next. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. Jazakumullah khairan.